Good morning and welcome. Dr. C. Ganesh Kumar from Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, Delhi, and Dr. Manoj Kumar Srivastav from GSIMR, Kanpur. I welcome both of you all and all those who have joined online. With your permission, Mr. George Osta may start his presentation.
Honorable External Examiner Dr. Manoj, Honorable Dr. Lumna Bhattacharya, Honorable Dr. Kumar, Dr. Jha, and faculties. A very warm good morning to all of you and happy Jagannath Puja also. I am myself George Francis Osta. I am an engineering and management professional engaged since last 37 years in the industry, and I got opportunity to work for 10 different companies. Means mainly Tata Group for 22 years. I started from HDC Instant Development Corporation Limited as a quality man, from Usha Martin as a production and maintenance man, then Bihar Sponge as an operation man, then from Tata Metallics as a head maintenance and head projects, then Tata Kubota, again head maintenance and head projects, Kubota Japan on deportation, Tata Steel Thailand for projects, Natisco Singapore again for projects, Tata Ratson as head of operation, and Jamie Paul as a general manager manufacturing technology, and NKCP as a senior vice president, and at present also I am engaged as a senior vice president in Hutni Projects, a Yugoslavic company. Now, as per my dissertation topic is concerned, technological factors to enhance the productivity of tailing dewating plants in India. Basically, when I was working with Tata Steel at Ghatu and Jamadua, then I was heading the dewating plants. So, agenda is last time the action report, which I have already sent to you all, and that we incorporated there. And you see, I'm starting from the what is tailing basically. Tailing basically in the coal beneficiation process, the waste got generated, that is the slurry. And this slurry earlier we used to throw in the rivers, but slowly the concept changed, and due to environment stringent requirements, then Tata Steel started making multiple ponds. It occupies huge space. I am showing one visualization. You see there is one pond, and from one pond to other pond, the overflow started. It goes to a last pond, and where from it got settled down, and it will pump back to the washery for use. But this process was very tedious and it was very hazardous also, and there was huge water loss, around 70% due to evaporation, and much space also. And the local community also got suffered due to this problem. And while evacuation from the pond in the transportation to the stockyard, the whole road got contaminated also. So this was a major issue: land contamination, water loss, and safety issue, unsafe act, unsafe condition. So the new concept of there is another Spanish technology dewating plant comes into existence to address the issue. And you see there is a cake there, and it is adding the economic value also, because we are selling this cake 9,000 rupees a ton. So it is a huge revenue also. So this becomes an environmental sustainable project, and whatever water we are getting back, it is 100% returned back to the washery. So that's why this is a very challenging thing to maintain the productivity of the dewating plants. So that's why the motivation comes to me. Since I am heading the two plants, so let us take the productivity enhancement part, so that while I will learn in the process, and that will be implemented. So these are the points which caused me to take motivation to take this topic. First is environmental sustainable project, adding economic values. Productivity enhancement is the current need of the hour. The topic was linked with my working day-to-day life. And I was also interested to analyze the gap so that the operating practices could be modified further for productivity improvement as a continuous improvement. And the research learning could be taken care for implementing in the upcoming dewating projects. Because this dewarting project, I got the opportunity to install, and we have implemented all the learnings of earlier plants. Ghato plant and Sugandha plant, that was the earlier old plants. So these are the role model plant, and recently it's got the Green Tech Award also. Then we freeze the objectives. We how to because we discussed with Tata Steel executives, because this was the problem of Tata Steel. So Tata Steel shown keen interest. Their head, their chief have shown very keen interest, and my research guide also motivated me. And finally, we derived some key techno-managerial factors from the Tata Business Excellence model also, because that was the audit point for Tata Steel also. So in this way, we have selected some factor, and that's why we have decided some objectives there. These are the research questions there based on the factors we decided. We wanted to know the which factors are more significant and how it is influencing. This is the conceptual framework. You see, I have written there from the review of existing literatures and guidance from Tata Steel executives, consultants, and my guide, the factors evolved as. We selected many factors, but from many factors, we have taken 5 technological and 5 managerial factors for study. And it was a consensus decision because consultants were also there who are expert in the dewarting plants. Now this is the research methodology. Since here we are analyzing the existing situation of the plant with techno-managerial factors and describing these factors. So that's why descriptive research is there. And case study, as because this is a Tata Steel 3 dewarting plant case study. So this was the approach. We have searched many relevant literatures on productivity formation, productivity. Hypothesis we formed because it was the base for the objectives, because you have to validate and support the objectives. And we further we decide the structured questionnaire. This was a very tedious task because it took much time, because we have to freeze questionnaire in such a way it should be understandable to the respondents. So keeping ourselves at their position, this took much time, but at the end of the day, this being appreciated much at that time. VC of the IFI also and Dr. Hariharan also. And since here item analysis is there, and we are capturing the respondents' opinion in a 5-point scale. So that's why Likert scale we have used. Population we consider of 3 dewarting plants of total 216, and out of that we have selected 205 as sample size. Stratified sampling we have selected because we are studying the strata of 3 dewarting plants, and each plant, each area, each location has the equal relevance of the same. So many times I also visited Sugandha, although I mailed the questionnaire and personal interview and telephonic interview also. And it took much time to collect the primary data because I have given much time. And there was ethical issue also there at that time, because the respondents thought that maybe this could be informed to the management also. But we have to take them in confidence to know this is the only for the research study only. So in this way, that problem being addressed. For the variety of data, we use KMO because KMO only gives the sampling adequacy for further study. So that's why we use KMO for validity, and Cronbach alpha is actually a scale reliability. So that's why we use that one. Data analysis part, we focus on the mean to prioritize the factors, and the simple percentage also corresponding we have taken to find the key factors. And further to test the hypothesis, we use the software SPSS to find the correlation, regression, and to test the hypothesis. Many reviewing literature done on the productivity part and tailing handling part, tailing management part. And one thing is there, Tata Business Excellence model being taken as a reference book, because there are many factors were there. From that book also we drive the factors. These are the review literatures and books thesis we referred. Some of the quote from the Tata Business Excellence model, it is quoted: productivity refers to measures of the efficiency of the total resources used in producing outputs. You see, in the bottom part, in the second part, there is SOP, standard operating procedures. Also, some quote was there because this literature being studied. Safety also. On the safety part, on the motivation part, in the McKinsey 7S model also we studied. Now we formulated the hypothesis in line with the objectives. And in the null hypothesis, there is no significant relationship between technological factors and the plant productivity. An alternative hypothesis, there is significant relationship between technological factors and plant productivity. Similarly, for the managerial factors also, there is no significant relationship and there is a significant relationship as an alternative hypothesis. These are the number of respondents from all the 3 locations, and we took the external consultant also for respondent. 5 external consultants were there. Now I am going to show the demographic details. You see, age-wise, there is a quite good mixture. Around 51.2 are young age, and old age also 51.1% also, greater than 50 years also. So this is all type of all kind of age being captured here as a respondents. As per educational status, you can see all kind of educational status respondents are there. Post-graduation level also there. Based on the working experience in years, you see 6 years and above have the highest 57%. So it is a quite actually the purpose is to show the respondents' view is quite practical. Number of plants in their career they are attached. In this way also you see more plants, 84.9% more than one plant. As per the number of dewatering plants only, also 54.6%. Working experience in dewatering plant only. You can see there is that is actually purpose is to show this is a very good mixture and the respondent response is very much practical with the in line with the study. Now, as per the questionnaire, we analyze technological and managerial factors on plant productivity as an overall view. And here we derive technological factor is more significant than managerial factor as an overall respondents view. Now, with the respect to the age group, here we derive the 26 to 35 age, the technology factor prefers more. But at the above 50 also, with the increase in age also, management factor is coming as a priority. Here also with the increase in the respondents' qualification, the managerial factors dominates the technological factor. Later on, I thought why this being happened, I will share with you. Based on the working experience also, the more experiences they are almost same. Now the respondents experience in dewatering plant only. You are seeing more experience than managerial factor is coming in existence. More significantly. In the dewatering plants also, number of dewatering plants, number only, 3 numbers and above. Here also, with the increase in numbers, managerial factors coming. Now, I wanted to say why this is my thought actually, because if you join industry at a very initial stage, you will be very technological oriented. But slowly, when you got more experience, then your inclination will be through managerial, because ultimately management is everything. It is controlled by everything. So with the increase in age and with the increase in qualification, you have to prepare the managerial factors. This is the interpretation from me. Now the rabbit test also we did, and you see Cronbach alpha is greater than 0.5. And validity test for QMO also, the 0.882, that is greater than 0.5. Now, we focused only the key one. I'm not going to show the whole thing because it is we have already seen in my thesis. the key technological factor which we found. Based on the mean, the safety initiative actually comes into factor. And you see that document, the supporting statement which is supporting that one, management should seriously concern on safety issues. And you see, this is quite practical because earlier management were not so concerned on the safety part. Now I am finding also in Tata Steel group companies everywhere, safety first concept is there. And there are so many initiatives are happening now. So this actually gives the belief on safety because myself also have not much belief on the safety part. We are focusing more on leadership, motivation, salary, all these things. But now I'm finding that safety is a very crucial thing based on my findings. For the key managerial factor also, if you see management of change is coming as a main factor, as a managerial factor. And management of change means actually flexibility in the management thought. Management has to be very flexible, and you see which statement is actually supporting that one. People should have a meaningful relationship with their boss and peers. You see, relationship matters because good human relationship is not only for the personal growth but for the enterprise growth also. So here, if you have a very good relationship with your subordinate peers, etc., so any system, any new policy, you can be easily implemented at the shop floor. Because you can formulate any process, any system, but ultimately people has to implement. So you, among good relations should be there and having trust also. Now to test the hypothesis, first we have gone for correlation part, the Pearson product moment correlation coefficient, and you see here the data is quite, it is coming 1, R equal to 1. That means there is very strong correlation between both the independent factor with the dependent factors. And it also gives a direction towards a linear relationship also. Now further to analyze the cause and effect of the dependent factors, we have gone through regression analysis and we assume coefficient determination in the model summary should explain the independent variables above 50%. And second, at 5% level of significant and 95% confident level, the significant value, P value in the ANOVA and coefficient regression P equal to P is less than should be 0.00205. And third assumption is that again the 5% level of significant 95% confident level, the value of prediction or independent variable should be P is less than 0.00 to 0.05. Now you see, first the coefficient determination, the R square that is coming, it is well, that means plant productivity is well explained by the independent variables. That is 53.9%, that is greater than 50%. So it is well explaining. That means the hypothesis study is positively correlated. Because coefficient determination R square is more going 0.539 and which is explaining the independent variable above 50%. Now we further gone for ANOVA regression and where here we found the significant value is coming 0.000. That means the result, that means it is statistically significantly predict the outcome variable of relationship between dependent variable. Plant productivity is explained well by the independent variable because P is less than 0.05. And further, since the P value is less than 0.05, this also very strongly give evidence against the null hypothesis. So by doing this ANOVA, we concluded that null hypothesis get rejected here and alternative hypothesis is accepted here. Now further we, based on the value, we came into regression equation and we found there is a relation there and the value of both the factors, one is 0.000, one is 0.001. That means there is a significant relationship between the dependent and independent factors. So these all three analyses actually supports the alternative hypothesis and reject the null hypothesis. Now this research contribution, actually this provide a first because this analysis, if you go the whole factors, then it will give a belief if there is a linkage between productivity and all these factors. First, this is coming as an important role. Then this will give an indication to the shop floor manager and especially HR also to decide their training program, to decide their for further development, seeing that because safety is coming as a, so safety training should be there. Management of change means there should be some initiative should be there so that good relationship between the management and the peers and all the subordinates should be there. So this analysis actually supports all these things. I have written so many things, the daily minimum management activity as software and reviews. So this study actually give a framework for future research or policy making. This long-term implication, because you see this is environmental sustainable project, it is saving huge water as well as land contamination is not there and addressing the environmental issue. And in the process, you see, we are not getting river contaminated also and land contamination also. So in the long term, and this is quite practical also, it is going to the future because it is already become, because many people are contacting me for dewatering plants, many washeries, because now it is going to be mandatory for all the dewatering plants for beneficiation who are generating the waste as a slurry. So this is as an environmental study requirement, this is going to be mandatory. And local community also will be happy because you see land contamination, road contamination there, river pollution was there. So as a long-term implication is there. Limitations are there because only we considered 3 dewatering plant of Tata Steel in India. There are so many dewatering plants are also coming in India. So study can be done taking into account of other dewatering plants in India and abroad also. And we selected some key techno-managerial factors. There are so many other factors also there that I will, because you see customer centricity, speed and agility, like that. There are so many other factors also there that could be taken into account for further study. Any other business we have not taken, this can be applicable for other business also because these are the common factors. You see, I've written there are many other technological managerial factors like strategic planning, customer focus, that is also very key factor nowadays, process management, management by fact, speed and agility, societal responsibility, which are also very crucial factor for further study. That is the recommendation. And as I have said, the Tata Steel over beneficiation plant only taken. So considering other region, different region dewatering plants in India or abroad could be taken for further study as a research recommendation. Now this is a very important part for the ICFI family. I am very thankful to ICFI University and the family. They have given me the opportunity for my academic pursuit. And for the Vice Chancellor, Dr. Rumana Bhattacharya ji is as a research coordinator. And my mentor, actually he is now sick. So I feel very regret also. And I think he will get recovered very soon. Dr. Hariharan, because he was behind me, he was giving all the supports. And I mentioned all the name, Dr. Rajkumar, all the Dr. Bhagwat Parikh, who is not there now. Earlier, Vice Chancellor Professor O.R.S. Rao was here. Registrar J.V. Patnaik, Mr. Arvind. There are so many people. Actually, I found this is a family type of university. And whenever I called anyone, out of the way they supported me. Although I was getting very little time to study, but they have given me, I visited university also. And last but not least, my family members also for their constant encouragement. So that's all from my side. Thank you, sir.
Challenging, what I can see. It is. Am I audible?
Yes, Joydeep.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Because when I was going through your thesis, I could understand that it is easy to and the work that the area that you have covered. You can say that team sustainability, environmental sustainability. But here few things that I would like to elaborate it more.
Yes.
Will you just give a brief functioning of dewatering plant?
Yeah. Basically, what is dewatering plant nowadays? Because earlier, what is happening, slurry was going directly to pond. One pond to other pond, to other third pond. And parallelly, we are using the chemical also to settle down the particles. And the overflow water finally land up to the some slightly clear, but it has still the suspended particles. And it pump back to the washery for use. But this process was 70% water we are losing in the evaporation. And there was huge space occupied. And finally, after the settlement, the evacuation process was very hazardous. The heavy, I have shown one figure. The heavy equipment has to go inside the pond, and you have to follow up. There is very unsafe act, unsafe conditions are there. You see, there is one pond number 1 in Ghato. You see, after the slurry got settled, then the excavator has to go inside. The dozer has to go inside. So these are all unsafe practices. These are just inviting the accident. And many times near misses being happened also. And when it is loaded in the highway, it will go via road to the up to stockyard, contaminating all roads, land contamination. It is fall, everybody slurry. The people of the village will, because people of the village also using the same road.
Ultimate purpose is to reuse this water which has come in the form of slurry. So you are
No. Now the dewatering plant, what dewatering plant is? Dewatering plant have a filter press concept, just filter. Now you see from the washery, the slurry is not going to pond. It is coming first to the receiving tank. From the receiving tank with the high pressure pump, membrane pump, it is pumped to the filter press. Where number of filter plates are there. Number of filter plates I have this one. You see, from the top you see, there are number of filter plates are there. These are the filter plates. This is the top view, there are number of filter plates. This is opening side. So the slurry will pump between the plates. So it is squeezing very high pressure. So in the filter plate, filter walls are there, of 50 line. So it is being squeezed and clear water got generated. Initially black water got generated. Then it will go, the black water which is coming, it is going through the pipe, and where turbidity meter is, it will sense whether clear water is coming or black water. Because initially black water will come, or sometimes then clear water will come. Whether turbidity meter indicates clear water is coming, it will change the valve, it will go to the clear water. And black water will go to the sun. Okay, and so this clear water is 100% return back to the ocean. And
what is the percentage? What is the percentage of like water that you are coming as a filtered clear water?
You see, if you come 100%, then around you see 60% will be the water.
So in your research model, what can specify that you have worked on a model that where at one variable is technical factor and one variable is managerial factors, and there is a productivity of this dewatering plant.
Yeah.
So how did you measure that productivity?
No, you see, earlier the concept was OEE, overall equipment effectiveness, that is availability, performance into quality. Okay, the OEE was very less, and you see, earlier this plant was not existing. Okay, so why productivity is coming into existence? If we will not maintain the productivity, not maintain the downtime, then the slurry has to go to pond.
This is the thing what I am asking. What are the parameters that you took for productivity?
Yeah.
Like for technical factors, you have taken like safety, SOPs, such type of factors you have taken. When you measured productivity, then what factors you have?
You see, this was a social science study. Basically, what you want to know, that was the scientific thing. Because you see, this will be a very good study for scientific part. Because if you maintain the filter place productivity, the cycle time, so that
You have applied regression.
yeah,
That I can see in your,
yeah.
even I have even seen in your thesis also.
You see, the measure of the productivity is the downtime,
You have measured technical factors and
technological factor.
managerial factors with the help of questionnaire.
Your technological factor means the shop floor factor, which have a technological interventions are required. That is the basic.
That I can understand. But for productivity, what measures you have?
Yeah, productivity, we have a measure, how much is the downtime per shift, how much is the number of cycles per shift, number of cycles of the machine per shift. Okay, that is very important. So we have gone up to beyond the, earlier it was 30 cycles, we have gone up to 45 cycles.
So your research actually just hypothesized in such a way that these are technological factors and managerial factors. They are going to put impact on these performances.
Yeah.
Now, the next thing, because you have not mentioned in your presentation about sampling, that how many number of employees were there and how many you have taken for study.
You see, from Ghato plant, the employee was 101. We have taken around 95, I think. Actually, our thought was to maximize the respondents. You see, 95.
This is 46% you have taken from
Ghato total manpower was 101, and out of that 95 we have taken.
what is
Sukinda
the total group of employees, total number of employees.
total was 216.
So this is what sampling technique you have applied?
You see, first I have seen many theses also. They use the Sloven's formula. The Slovene formula I just use to know the minimum sample size required. Based on the,
Yeah, because already you have almost done the census because 216
yeah,
total number of employees, total population, and
205 I have taken.
and why you leave left those 11?
Actually, they are not so qualified, less than high school.
They were not able to provide you.
Answer so much, not understanding.
That is a different thing. Actually, you have covered almost all them.
All. I have tried to convert. I actually one-to-one talk was there.
This is the reason because in your thesis, I want to just when I just observed few things, but actually your sample size is almost equal to the population. So statistical interpretation and their mechanism that becomes not that much of input. But the concept that you have to for study and the overall impact that already you have in the starting you have mentioned that this is like
Technological and
the hazard
overall. Yeah. This one.
What are the so give me to like during the explanation of the watering plant, you have just mentioned that what are the hazards involved, and even when you just go to take the data and the people are not willing to respond because of certain hesitation, जैसे भी आपने बताया कि they will use these information whatever responses they are giving,
Initially it was
carry it forward to the top.
MD also they thought management is taking this. Yeah, and the beauty thing is also that the local community is also there because the local people are involved with the operation, so they are interested to answer.
These 205 employees you have taken, those who are actually involved. These respondents are employee only.
Yeah, all are employees. Out of 216 employees, we have taken 205 employees to respond. Who have understand?
You have mentioned one more group of respondent that is external consultant. So
actually, they are the expert in the filter press, like TS people whose filter press is installed there. Okay, Mr. Harish Singh, also MTech from ISN Dhanbad. Okay.
Now just come to that model you have shown.
Conceptual model.
Research model.
This one.
This one. There is a list of technological factors and there is a list of managerial factors. So what was the criteria That this particular factor will go in technological factor and
You see, standard operating tax procedure is mainly related with the shop floor machine operation. The daily, suppose you are doing working as a welding cutting, there is SOP is there. Suppose you are going to operate the machine, filter press, there is SOP is there. Okay, so that's why standard operating procedure is coming under technological factor. Technological means the very close related with the shop floor activities.
okay. And managerial factors.
Managerial factor means that is management has to show as a role model.
So this division you did with the help of some expert
On the discussion.
literature backed also.
Literature also, discussion also.
And one more thing about that, in your research, you have used regression.
Yeah.
Did you use ANOVA separately somewhere? Because in your
Also I use no?
that is the part of regression model,
Regression.
separately you have used somewhere.
Security, it is not needed actually because
That is not needed actually, and starting because once you say the regression model,
Yeah.
so this is automatically
coming
part
actually.
of. Okay. So from my side, and despite your work that you have done, that has a lot significance from the point of view of environmental sustainability. So my appreciation. That's all.
Yes, request Dr. Manish Kumar for his questions.
Yeah, yes, madam. I have some questions. Sir,
Yes.
thank you for your presentation. How do you frame the hypothesis, sir? What is the base for developing this hypothesis? How many hypotheses you framed for your PhD thesis, sir?
How many hypotheses?
Yeah, hypotheses are there.
How many
Actually, you see,
Hmm.
there are two factors, technological factor and managerial factors. So there is a hypothesis related with the technological factor and hypothesis related with the managerial factor. So null hypothesis.
Yeah. Got it, sir. How did you frame this? What is the process you adopted for developing this hypothesis?
Actually,
How did you frame?
yeah. Actually, we central stage we keep the objective of our study, and based on the objective, this hypothesis we create. And yeah, to support the objective.
Is there any literature support on this hypothesis? Did you found some literature review on this? Objective fine, from objective hypothesis frame. Is there any kind of literature review support on this hypothesis?
Yeah, literature review, of course, there. Many theses also I've seen, and in this way, I learned from also there from. But they are actually keeping the objective, and to support the objective and to validate the objective, hypothesis is there, formulate there. So that's why this accordingly objective we have formulated.
Okay, fine, sir. See, there are why you adopted case study research, sir? There are other methodologies are available. What is the justification for adopting case study methodology in your research? What is the justification?
Actually, case study comes into existence because these are the case study of Tata Steel plant, 3 plants, all 3 dewating plant at 3 locations. So that was the case study approach. Otherwise, it's a descriptive research because we are describing the factors of the existing situation, both technological and managerial factors at present status quo existing situation.
Okay, so one of the objective of any research, you should generalize. You should be no implication to broader audience. If you do case study research, how this will be generalize this result? How it's possible to generalize this result to the entire audience or no different steel industries?
Okay.
You have done case study in Tata Steel, right? How to, for example, if you look at this Ministry of Mines or Ministry of Steel, they want to adopt your some part of your finding in the policy. So even though your study related to case study, how they can broader your findings to implement in the different companies? Can you justify, sir?
Yeah, this could be a research recommendation also, because nowadays what I am finding in the recent exhibition also, many people of the BCCL and other, they are very interested for this type of plant. And in Chasnala also, the recent chief general manager is contacting me for dewating plant for their VOCE. So this is going to be a recommendation as a case study for their VOCE.
Fine, sir. You mentioned stratified sampling in your research. What is stratified sampling, sir? Can you tell me, is a probability sampling or non-probability sampling?
This is probabilistic sampling, sir, because our strata is 3 locations. 3
Okay.
locations as India.
Why you selected 206, sir? What is the justification? Why not 150? Why not 300? What is the justification for exactly 206?
Actually, our thought was to maximize the respondents so that maximum representation should come. This was the only thought. And just we use the Sloven's formula to check the minimum size, what is required. That minimum size is required around 140. So we are well ahead. So just to be more statistically significant, we are taking maximum response.
Fine, sir. So how the reliability and validities are no different, sir, in your research? Can you give some example in your research how you ensure the reliability of research and validity of your research? What is the process you adopted for validity and reliability?
Reliability, we use Cronbach alpha because that is the reliability of the
Yeah, that is for the reliability. What about validity?
Validity, we use PMO because validity is sampling adequacy for further study. So that will automatically indicate the validity. Data will be valid. That is valid. And importantly,
any expert opinion on your questionnaire? Expert opinion or any kind of face validity you done for ensure that your questionnaire is valid?
Actually, one thing I wanted to say, doctor, with your permission, if your questionnaire is well understood by the respondents and there is a very high ethical consideration in the respondent part, then automatically it suggests that your data is reliable and valid. This is, I don't know whether I am correct or not, but I also think, because it took much time to take the response, because we have to keep them in, we have to keep ourselves in their place to understand the question. So automatically the response, if the response is honest, then the data is valid. This is my thought. I don't know whether I am correct or not. I am just sharing my thought.
Okay. So normally there is something called structural equation model. You have conceptual model. Please go to your conceptual model, sir. You have some model is there, right? See, you applied regression. Normally, this kind of model, conceptual model, there is something called structural equation model. Why did you apply regression, sir? So why not you applied structural equation model?
You see, regression just to know the cause and effect between the dependent and dependent variables. How dependent variable is actually affecting the dependent variable. So that's why to know the cause and effect relationship. Because initially we use correlation and it suggests that they have a very strong correlation and further there is linear relationship also. So that's why we go ahead for regression.
No, sir. Structural equation model kind of advanced form of regression. We can measure unobserved variables. Maybe you can mention as a feature research because this kind of model, it's better we can go for structural equation model compared to regression. Fine, sir, no problem. Can you go to the slide number 36, sir?
Which one, sir? Which one?
Slide number 36.
36.
Some mean analysis was there. I just want to have some questions related to that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. See, if you look at here, the management should seriously concern on safety issues. It is 4.58. Can you tell me how to interpret this result, sir? How to interpret this 4.58? What is the meaning of this 4.8? What is the meaning of 4.17?
This is the highest mean derived for this statement.
And assume that you are getting, assume that the same value you are getting 2. What is the meaning of that? Now we are getting 4.5. If we are getting 2, how to interpret the value?
Actually, this is more concentrated. No? Many respondents are concentrating on that statement.
No, that is fine, sir. I understand. How to interpret? So what is the meaning of 4.58? How to interpret the value?
This is the mean value. From that we derive that this is the concentration and this statement is more respondents are supporting. So that is
that's absolutely, I understand, sir. But no, as for example, if you are rating 4.5 Ola, Uber rating, how to interpret the value. So if your rating is 4.58, what is the meaning, significance is itself? See, each question you measured in 5-point scale, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, this is the
So
mean
one is
actually.
one.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
mean. I understand. Top itself mean is there. What is the question? You are 5-point scale question, right? What is the one denotes what? For example, somebody taking one. What is the meaning of that?
Very less important.
Yes, yes, yes. So what is the 4.58, sir?
That is 10 to maximum, the most important words.
Oh, yes, yes. Most important. So they're telling the management should be, it's the most important. If you look at this, all the mean, almost is coming, except first factor, all are coming in the, I think, first and the third factor, right? So
Yeah.
all almost, coming same answer. How do you differentiate which one is you want to implement? So if you look at this, the finding both are almost only 0.202 is different. Whether you take the first factor or the last one, sir, without safety personnel.
Yeah. Yeah, that is also important. That's why I'm telling now, we are focusing on the key factor on the key statement supporting that factor. That we delight. You are absolutely right, sir. The second, the PP is also very important. That's why it is coming 4.56.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
in the city, you have to occupy the personal protective equipment also.
Okay,
You
fine.
can-
So the mean is all about the strongly agree, right? The pi is strongly agree. All are agreeing with this, right? One is
Yeah,
strongly disagree. Yes, okay, fine. Any suggestion for future research, sir? Based on your research, some of your, what kind of, one suggestion if you want to give, what kind of future research you can take it from your researcher?
You see, this is just a reference, and future research can be done much on the many other factors also, like speed and agility, customer focus, management by fact. There are so many other factors are there. So that could be taken for a study for in line with that study, and other dewarting plant could also be considered. We have considered only Tata Steel three plants only. Nowadays, many dewarting plants are coming in India. In Barbil also, in Hindalco also coming. So that could be taken into further research also. This could be taken as a reference.
Any ethical consideration you faced during your research, sir? Any ethical concerns in your
Yeah,
research during that?
yeah, I have already mentioned, sir, while capturing the data from the respondents, there was an initial fear among the respondents. They were not willing to respond because they were thinking this is a management information maybe, and it would be used by the management. So we took took respondent into confidence with a very honest approach, hand to hand with them. This is only for the research. So this ethical consideration we have taken, and we requested them to give their honest opinion only, and we also helped them. This is ethical consideration.
Right. So finally, based on your research, based on your entire research, if you want to give two suggestions for policymaker based on the data, what is your suggestion, sir? Key two suggestions based on your entire report. Any two suggestions?
Yeah, suggestion means yeah. I recommendation I already given, but you want suggestion. Actually, this could be taken as a reference, as a suggestion. And one suggestion, actually, this is my personal suggestion, I can say. We did the research in the social part. Because the dewatering plant could be taken for the scientific part also. This is one suggestion because this is a very important case because there are so many technical factors for filter press, cycle time improvement, for downtime improvement, for pump life improvement. Mainly concentrating on the filter press, there are so many data available on the at what pressure of the pump, what is the cycle time, at what quality of pump, how much micron the cycle time can be reduced. So this could be taken for further research. This is my personal thought.
Fine, sir. That's all from my side.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hariharan, sir, are you there? So, requesting or seeking permission from both the examiner, can we congratulate Mr. George Osta Yes, sir.
Yes, madam. I think thank you for your his presentation. He's answered all our question comprehensively. We appreciate his effort and dedication you put in his research. So we examiner have carefully reviewed your thesis and consider your response during the VIVA. So after through deliberation, we pleased to inform you that you successfully met the requirement of award of degree of philosophy in management. So on behalf of IFI University, it is my honor to formally award you the degree of philosophy. And congratulations, Dr. Francis George, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also have the same words what Ganesh Kumar said, Dr. Ganesh Kumar said, that the dedication and actually I appreciate especially your work also, the topic that you have taken. And it is my privilege to congratulate you, Dr. George. Thank you, sir.